beautiful, beautiful Friday morning here, and you can see it is always a visual delight. Even traveling to the Smokies is beautiful. You can just see some hints of the fall color. I'm hoping that we will see a little bit more of it as we get up to altitude. I'm currently working on hiking all the trails listed on the Great Smoky Mountains trail map, somewhere around 850 miles, to become part of the 900 Miler Club. I've made a bit of progress, but this trip's hikes in the Greenbrier area will certainly help me towards my goal. Well, it is most unfortunate, but it turns out I just happened to pick the day that they were still doing the gravel for putting on the roads going out to Ramsey Cascade. So the road is closed till 1, so there's no way I can get back there, hike Ramsey, then get to my trailhead and hike up to Bushy Mountain, and back to my campsite all at once. That's just, there's no way I can do that. So I either have to hike Ramsey and then come back, and when I hike to the Porter campsite, just hike straight to it and let it go at that, or I skip Ramsey and still do the Bushy Mountain and back and just skip Ramsey altogether. I'm gonna have to do one or the other. I'm looking at doing the latter because everybody's coming back at 1. A lot of people will be coming back at 1 and it's gonna be crowded. I may as well probably just do the Porter Creek up to Bushy Mountain, Trim Gap, and then come back on Bushy Mountain and then hang a right down to my campsite 31. So we'll hike this little trail here right behind the ranger station where they have the road blocked off. There's a little trail that's not on the park trail maps. A Manway is a trail that is not listed on the official trail map. The Injun Creek or Rhododendron Creek Manway, depending on which map you look at, starts just behind the Greenbrier Ranger Station and proceeds southwest up a narrow valley towards the Grapeyard Ridge Trail. To make sure I got back to my car by the time the gate opened, I only went about 1.5 miles before turning around and coming back to the car. But it heads out to a steam engine that was left over from way back. I figure while we're waiting for it to open up, the Brushy Mountain Trailhead, that is, may as well do that. Get a little extra bit of history in here, and it's still beautiful. It's still the Smokies. Can't really have that bad a day if you're in the Smokies. The ranger who was here to inform everybody, no, sorry, road's closed for the moment. You know, I sat and talked with him for like about 45 minutes. But really, really nice person. I mean, you know, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He didn't schedule the dump trucks to come at this time, but he's got to close things off. It's a safety issue. When you have huge dump trucks that take up most of the road, dumping gravel, you can't have cars trying to use the road at the same time. While most drivers are polite and have common sense, sadly, not all drivers end up in that category. So, really nice person. Oh, those iconic bridges. I always gush about them because they're done so beautifully. They are so aesthetically fitting to the environment. Exactly what you would want. This is on my new Samsung A23 phone, which I'm hoping it's going to give me better video quality since it's a new phone. With any luck, I'll be able to get a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. That would be incredible, and it's very light, so quick to turn on and photograph and video. But at least I have this new phone. So beautiful, the mushrooms that we have here. I'll see if we can get underneath it and show you some more. I'll see if I can identify that one later.
I'm not really sure. Some species of milkcap, maybe? Here we have some familiar favorites, like the Christmas fern and the always colorful partridge berry, the common self-heal, and some kind of wood fern, maybe? Possibly marginal wood fern, except I thought they had a more fringed look to the apex of their pinnules. If you have an idea on this or can help clarify, please let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate it.
Now this one's pretty. Take a look at this.
Not entirely certain on this one either. A thick-leaf phlox, maybe? Again, if you got info on this, please share it in the comments. Thanks.
Yeah.
It was a little disheartening to find that the video quality of my new phone wasn't quite what I was hoping.
Oh. It's a shame that this isn't on the main park trail map, but on the other hand, it means there's less people on it. Again, cannot get enough of these bridges. They're just they so fit the scenery they're in. One of the many rock walls, evidence of those who were here before the park was a park. Oh, beautiful. So much history here.
And in keeping with my tradition, here's another look at the shining club moss. And one of my all-time favorites, the rattlesnake plantain.
And here is that beautiful rattlesnake plantain we just showed you. Here's one with the stalk from where it was blooming. And you can see those things. It looks like a rattlesnake. Oh, this is McCarter Cemetery.
This cemetery, named for Ephraim McCarter, I believe is the only a few minutes off Injun Creek, Manway, and has some unusual hand-engraved headstones.
Absolutely. So cool.
Like this headstone with the handwritten cursive says, Ori Owenby was born April 7 and died June 3, according to the GoSmokies.knoxnews.com.
All right. That was McCarter Cemetery. Now, we're back at this, back here where we started. Back where we started, and we went to the right to the cemetery. If we had turned left instead, that would take us up towards, what is it, Graveyard Ridge, or I believe it is. And right after you reach Graveyard Trail, past the campsite by 6/10 of a mile or 3/10, something like that, is the steam engine. So I don't have time for that additional 2 miles because I need to get back. so I can start on Brushy Mountain. Now that they open the road, I'm hoping it'll be open as soon as I get back, so I can get started on that and make it before I have to do too much night hike. So, I think we'll just head on back the way we came. Let's tilt it where you can see what we're doing. And let's head on back.
Turns out that they opened the gate about 10 minutes after I got back to the car, so the timing worked out pretty well, and I headed on down the gravel road to the Brushy Mountain Trailhead.
Okay. That would take you down
to the Ramsey Cascades Trailhead in about a mile.
this way straight to the Porter Creek Trail, which will branch off to Brushy Mountain. So on we go.
Thank you so much for joining me on this hike. If you enjoyed this, please consider leaving a comment, sharing this video, liking it, and subscribing. Every bit does help. Also, be sure to join me in my next soon-to-be uploaded hike where I visit a historic farmstead, see an old hiking club building arranged by some of the people who helped establish the park, and tackle the Brushy Mountain Trail up to Trillium Gap. As always, this is Graybeard for the Sylvan Reflections channel. See you on the next hike. If you like this video, please consider clicking the like, subscribe, and notification bell.